Hello, we'll be looking at Kroger's last mile drone delivery. So first, I'd like to look at Kroger today. In 2022, they hit $149 billion in sales with 2.2 billion in net earnings. They currently have 3,200 locations, but could add 2,400 more if their merger with Albertsons is approved. Additionally, according to their CEO, Rodney McMullen, their strategic goals include accelerating with digital. Next, looking at digital and delivery sales at Kroger, they're both healthy. So there's an increase in delivery sales of 22% year over year. Additionally, there was an increase in digital sales 12% year over year. Additionally, there was an increase in digitally engaged households by 900,000, and there were currently 6 delivery customer fulfillment centers and 8 planned to open. So last mile drone delivery today, the industry is projected to reach $40 billion by 2027. There are currently 2,000 drone deliveries per day. These can lower CO2 emissions when compared with cars. However, regulations require one person operates one drone at a time. If this was improved and operators could manage 20 drones at a time, analysts say that delivery cost would reach about $1.50 to $2 per delivery, and that makes our largest cost labor. The major drone delivery players are UPS Flight Forward, Zipline, and Wing. UPS Flight Forward has their largest operation in Florida, working with CVS to deliver prescription to retirement communities. Zipline is mostly in remote areas of Rwanda, and they're based out of San Francisco. And finally, Wing, which is owned by Alphabet, who owns Google, has operations in US, Australia, and Finland. So the 5 cities we decided on were Dallas, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, Denver, and Atlanta. You can see the population and population density that we used to decide on these cities. In addition to that, we used Kroger's density of stores and sales data for this decision. For the deployment schedule, we're going to start in Cincinnati. We're going to spend 2 quarters in Dallas, 2 quarters in Atlanta, 1 quarter in Denver, and finally 2 quarters in Los Angeles. In Cincinnati, we decided on 2 sites, one in Southwest and one in the Northeast. In Dallas, we decided on 3 locations, one central location, and then one in the north and one in the south. In Atlanta, we decided on 5 different locations, one near Cobb Parkway, one in Howell Mill, one in Cascade Wood, one in Glenwood, one in Decanter, and one in the City Shopping Center. Next, in Denver, we decided on 3 locations. Site A is in North Denver, B is in Northwest Denver, and C is in the south side of Denver. And finally, in LA, we decided on 5 locations, the first of which is in West LA, then Central, East, South, and
So this is how we would set up our fleet operation for the drones. First things first is we need to identify the types of products that we can be delivered because we do have a 50-pound limit for the drone deliveries. We need to build the infrastructure for the drones. So we need to build charging stations, landing pads, and also we need to make sure we have good communication systems. We also need to establish like the operational protocols that's required for these drones. And then we need to hire the right people to be able to operate these drones. And then we're going to go through a period of like testing and launching the drone delivery within this operation. So some of our daily concerns would be weather because drones are very sensitive to like weather conditions. We also need to consider the charging time for the drones. We calculated that it will take anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes per drone to charge. And then we also need to inspect and maintain our drones on a daily basis. Some of the weekly things that we can consider is like taking feedback from our stakeholders and customers, and then also implementing the feedback to improve our operation. we also need to take into consideration like the weekends and the peak holidays and what that traffic would do for our drones. The monthly concerns would just be like costs associated with insurance and also like marketing and advertising services. So as we can see here, we created a table that would show like what it would take to increase our sales by 1%, 2%, and 3%. For this table, we use the 2021 fiscal numbers. So the 2021 sales was 137.9 in billions. So as you can see, we would need to increase the number of orders in order to increase our sales. And we would also need to increase the number of drones in the future. And here we created just like a little table of like the specifics for each drone. So the total drone flight time is 45 minutes, packing time is 25 minutes, and charging time we would assume is 45 minutes. So the total packing and flight time with the charging is a total of 1 hour and 50 minutes. So that gives us five flights per drone per day. And we have a total number of 450 active drones, which means that they can fly 4,500 flights per day cumulatively across all sites. We are going to assume that the drones can hold 50 pounds with no issues. And we are also going to assume that we have 500 drones right now for this operation, but we will expand in the future to meet our goals. And then also for the total staff required, we have 615 individuals needed for this operation, which means we need 100 drone operators per site and then also 23 packers per site.
Financial model for Cincinnati. It's important to know that we're making the assumption that these figures are related only to drone delivery operations and activities. For our new hires, we anticipate that in Q2 onwards, we'll see an increase in the cost of new hires just because we might have human gaps that we want to fill and we want to incentivize good performance just to ensure that, our human labor is up to par. For quarters 1 and 2, we expect to see negative net profit, but for every quarter there onwards, we expect to see positive net profit as we recoup costs. The same pattern can be observed for all the other cities, where in the first quarter, we expect to see negative net profit, but for all the other quarters, we expect to see positive net profit. And then for quarterly net profit, or for quarters 1 and 2, our overall net profit will be quite low. In fact, it will be negative. But by quarter 8, we'll see a significant increase in our net profit as we recoup our initial costs. For total revenue by city, we expect to see Dallas bringing in the most overall revenue, and Denver and Los Angeles bringing
in the least revenue. So this is our SWOT analysis that we put together as it relates to launching and maintaining a fleet of drones for Kroger. So in 2021, Kroger launched a program where it was doing drone deliveries, and we believe that the company could definitely benefit from the insights and experience garnered in 2021. One of our weaknesses is that the initial cost is expected to be pretty high because we have the cost to purchase drones plus other costs. An opportunity that we see is that this is a relatively new market. So entering early allows for us to learn, allows us to garner experience, and allows us to be one of the major market players in the long run. And then one of the threats is that competitors like Amazon and Walmart, along with a few others, I believe UPS, already have some experience in this area.
Whereas we're still learning.
Next, we would like to discuss the projected financial results. To find these figures, we took 2021 and 2022 financial results. The increase in sales between the two was 7.5%, so we landed on a conservative forecast of an increase of 5% and an aggressive increase of 10%. What you see here is the projected total sales, inventory, and cost of goods sold based on the aggressive and the conservative forecasts. And this data is in millions. So for delivery sales specifically, we looked at Kroger's financial results, and delivery sales make up roughly 10% of their sales. We kept that figure and plugged it into the model that you saw on the previous screen. And with that, we have the conservative increase of 5% and aggressive increase of 10%. To identify what delivery sales will be incremental for drone sales, we decided again on a 5% increase to delivery sales for conservative and 10% to delivery sales for aggressive. We adjusted those percentages by the cities we would be operating in each quarter, prorated by the Kroger sales in each city. So if you look on the left side, the conservative, we start with Cincinnati, which adds 1.1% in sales. After we add Dallas, we're up to 1.48. Again, Atlanta up to 2.29. With Denver, we're at 3.39% increase in sales. And finally, with LA, we're at the full 5% increase in sales. And that is shown again on the right side with the aggressive forecast. Here we show the incremental drone sales, inventory, and cost of goods sold based on the aggressive and conservative forecasts. You can see the quarter-over-quarter increase based on the additional drone operations starting up that we showed in the previous slide. With all of the quarters included, the conservative forecast would add an incremental $122.8 million in sales, and the aggressive forecast would add an incremental $257.4 million in sales. And here are our sources for you to review. Thank you.